Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this right now, it's not a coincidence. This video appeared in your life because something deep within you, perhaps even beyond your conscious awareness, has been asking for a shift, for a sign, for a new reality. And here it is. The truth is, your wish, yes, that one, is already on its way to you. Not because of luck, and not because the universe picked you at random. It's happening because you have shifted. Your energy has changed. Your mind is opened. Your emotions are aligning with your future, not your past. That changes everything. Most people live their lives recycled. Same thoughts, same choices, same behaviors, same emotions, and so the same results. But something in you broke that pattern. You started imagining something new. You dared to feel what it would be like to have what you truly want. That moment, that choice, it sent a signal. When you hold a vision of your future in your mind, with emotion, with clarity, with belief, not only are you remembering the future, you're causing it. Because your body doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. That's the secret. Your biology, your brain, your electromagnetic field, they're all responding to your inner world. So if this video appeared right now, take it as confirmation. You are no longer the person you used to be. And your external world is beginning to catch up with your internal evolution. Your wish, your dream isn't a distant hope. It's a frequency, and you're finally tuned in. But here's what matters now. Stay there. Stay aligned. Don't fall back into old habits, old doubts, old timelines. Every time you return to the elevated state of the wish already fulfilled, gratitude before it arrives, love before it's returned, joy before the outcome, you collapse time. You magnetize the path to you. You are not just hoping anymore. You're creating, deliberately, consciously, powerfully. So take a breath and feel it. Your wish is coming true, not someday, but now. And that's why this video found you. It's already happening in the universe's energy vibrating at a certain frequency, including your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and even your desires. Frequency is not just a scientific term. It's the language of your reality. When you think a thought, especially one charged with strong emotion, you emit a signal. That signal, or frequency, interacts with the field around you. This field isn't empty. It's filled with invisible potential, a web of possibilities that respond not to what you want, but to what you are in resonance with. You don't attract what you wish for. You attract what you are in harmony with. That's why merely wanting something doesn't bring it into your life. If your internal state is full of doubt, fear, or impatience, then that becomes your true signal. But when you elevate your internal state, when your heart and mind are coherent and your thoughts are aligned with gratitude, love, and the certainty of your vision, you broadcast a new frequency, and the field always mirrors it back. This is where the true shift begins. When you intentionally tune your thoughts and emotions to match the experience you desire, you change your electromagnetic signature. Your brain and heart begin to work together, sending a coherent message into the quantum field. This frequency becomes your new identity. You begin to embody the person who already has what you're seeking, rather than the person who is waiting for it. Frequency is the invisible bridge between your inner world and your outer world. Every moment you hold a thought with clear intention and elevated emotion, you are changing your energetic blueprint. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a participant in creation. And the longer you remain in that elevated state, the more you entrain your nervous system to this new level of being. Over time, it becomes easier, more natural, more magnetic. You don't need to chase the outcome. It begins to move toward you because you're now broadcasting the same frequency as the reality you once only imagined. Alignment is the point where your thoughts, emotions, and actions are all moving in the same direction, toward a coherent vision of your desired future. It is not just thinking positively or saying affirmations. True alignment means your entire being, your beliefs, your energy, your subconscious patterns, is synchronized with the reality you want to experience. Most people say they want change, but their emotional state contradicts their vision. They think about abundance while feeling lack. They imagine love but carry the frequency of rejection or fear. This internal contradiction creates energetic noise, which distorts the signal you send into the field. When you are in alignment, there is no resistance. You begin to feel as if what you desire is not only possible but already present in some form. That feeling is not delusion, it is resonance. It means your internal environment is now compatible with the frequency of your desired external reality. Your nervous system begins to normalize the new pattern. Your body begins to believe that this new experience is familiar. As a result, you stop reaching or grasping, and instead you begin receiving. You start to make decisions from a place of clarity, take action from inspiration, and speak from authenticity. Alignment also requires integrity with your future self. It's asking, would the version of me who already lives in that reality think this thought, speak this way, or react to this challenge like this? When you act as that version now, you collapse time. You bring the future into the present because your identity shifts ahead of the evidence. The field responds not to your words, but to your coherence. Alignment is a state of being where you no longer seek confirmation from the outside world, because your internal state is already convinced. That conviction becomes the magnet. It brings synchronicities, opportunities, and changes in perception that match your energetic output. You stop being triggered by the old and start creating from the new. Alignment is the calibration point where the imaginary becomes inevitable. That intention is the starting point of every transformation. It is the clear, conscious decision to direct your energy toward a specific outcome. Unlike a passing desire or a hopeful thought, true intention is focused, deliberate, and charged with meaning. It acts as the blueprint for the reality you want to experience. Without intention, your mind becomes reactive, scattered by the external world, drifting in and out of habitual patterns. But with intention, you create structure in the field of infinite possibilities. You begin to organize energy around a purpose. Intention is not just a mental exercise. It is a full-body experience that comes alive when thought is backed by feeling. A powerful intention carries clarity, but it also carries emotional weight. That emotion gives it a signal strong enough to imprint onto your nervous system and broadcast into the field. When you declare an intention with certainty, the body begins to believe that a new future is underway. Your brain reorganizes. Your behavior begins to shift. Your attention narrows to the reality that matches your aim. The more specific and emotionally charged your intention, the stronger its signal becomes. You are no longer passively observing life. You are becoming a cause in the matter. Intention turns the invisible into the probable. It creates a target for your awareness, and what you consistently focus on, you biologically begin to become. That's because neurons that fire together wire together. When you repeat an intention paired with elevated emotion, you create a neurological map that begins to override the old self. Your body becomes the instrument of that intention, moving you toward choices, people, and circumstances that align with your vision. Intention also functions as an anchor. When distractions arise or emotions try to pull you back into old patterns, your intention holds you in place. It reminds you why you started. It brings you back into coherence. Setting an intention is setting a course, a declaration to the field and to yourself that your energy now has direction, that your life is no longer unfolding by default, but by design. Emotion is the energy that gives life to thought. It is the amplifier, the activator, and the magnetic force behind your reality. A thought without emotion is weak. It lacks the power to influence your biology or leave an imprint on the quantum field. But when a thought is paired with a strong emotional charge, it becomes a signal. That signal communicates with your body, your environment, and the intelligence of the field around you. Emotion is what transforms an idea into an experience. Your body responds instantly to emotion. When you feel fear, anger, or sadness, you shift into survival mode. Your chemistry changes, your hormones flood, and your brain begins firing in repetitive patterns rooted in the past. If you stay in those emotional states for too long, they become memorized. The body becomes addicted to the familiar stress chemicals, and those emotions start to define your personality. Your future becomes a repetition of your past because your body believes it's still living in the same experience. But elevated emotions like gratitude, love, inspiration, and joy create a different response. They open the heart, synchronize brainwaves, and restore balance to the nervous system. When you intentionally generate these emotions, especially while visualizing your desired future, you send a coherent, powerful message into the field. The body begins to believe the event is happening now. This is where true change begins. You start to condition your body to a new future instead of reinforcing an old memory. Emotion is also the key to embodiment. You can't just think your way into a new reality. You must feel your way there. If you can maintain the emotional signature of your future regardless of your current environment, you've begun to master your energy. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a creator of circumstance. The more consistently you live in elevated emotional states, the more you shift your frequency. And because the field mirrors back your dominant signal, life starts responding in unexpected, synchronistic ways. Emotion isn't just a response, it's a tool for transformation. Visualization is the act of seeing your future in the present moment with clarity, detail, and emotion. It is more than daydreaming or wishful thinking. It is a rehearsal of possibility. When you visualize a desired outcome with vivid imagery and sensory engagement, your brain begins to reorganize itself to match that experience. The neurons fire in patterns as if the event is happening now. This mental rehearsal creates new neural networks, signaling to your body and subconscious that this vision is not just a fantasy, but a reality in motion. The power of visualization lies in its ability to make the imagined feel real. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. When you see yourself already living the life you want, feeling the emotions, hearing the sounds, seeing the environment, you begin to anchor that future in your nervous system. You train your brain and body to recognize the new as familiar. This reduces resistance and primes you for inspired action when opportunities arise. Effective visualization is not passive. It is intentional and repeated. You are not hoping your vision will happen. You are practicing it until your body believes it has already happened. This state of internal certainty alters your perception. You begin to notice synchronicities and possibilities that were always there, but filtered out by a mind conditioned to the past. Visualization breaks the habit of being your old self and introduces a new story for your biology to follow. The key is consistency and emotional involvement. Your consciousness is the bridge between the seen and the unseen. The moment you focus your awareness on a new future with elevated emotion, you begin to influence matter from the level of energy. You send a signal into the field, and the field responds with feedback. This feedback comes as synchronicity, intuition, sudden insights, or unexpected opportunities. These are not random events. They are confirmations that your internal shift is being reflected externally. The quantum model of change doesn't require that your external environment changes first. Instead, it asks you to become the vibrational match of the reality you seek, regardless of current circumstances. This requires trust in the unseen and discipline over your inner world. You begin to live as if your future is already real, and in doing so, you activate new pathways in the brain, regulate new chemical states in the body, and send new electromagnetic instructions into the field. To live from the quantum is to live beyond limitation, beyond the known, and beyond the conditioning of the past. It is stepping into pure potential and choosing who you are becoming every single day. Belief is the foundation of all creation. It is the filter through which you interpret the world, the lens that determines what you perceive as possible or impossible. Your beliefs shape your thoughts, influence your emotions, and guide your behavior. Most of these beliefs were not consciously chosen. They were inherited from early experiences, societal conditioning, and repetition over time. They operate beneath the surface, running like background programs, generating familiar outcomes even when your conscious mind desires something different. To change your life, you must begin by challenging your deepest beliefs. If you believe that change is hard, that abundance is for others, or that love is something you must earn, then those beliefs form an invisible ceiling. You cannot experience what you fundamentally do not believe is available to you. The field responds not to what you say, but to what you hold as truth. Your belief system is your energetic agreement with reality, and reality organizes itself to match it. The most powerful beliefs are not the ones you recite. They are the ones you feel in your body. If you say, "I am worthy," but feel inadequate, the feeling will always override the words. True belief is embodied. It resonates as certainty even when external evidence is not yet visible. When you begin to install new beliefs, through repetition, emotional engagement, and consistent action, you rewrite the subconscious programs that govern your life. This is not about blind faith. It is about aligning with a new reality and allowing your biology to catch up. Neuroplasticity shows that your brain is always changing in response to experience. When you introduce new elevated beliefs and reinforce them with emotion, your neural circuits rewire. Your body begins to respond as if the new belief is real. Over time, it becomes your new baseline. Belief is not something you wait for. It's something you build. And once your belief aligns with your vision, your energy becomes coherent. You no longer look for signs. You become the sign. The world starts to shift around you because your inner world is no longer arguing with your desires. Energy is the force that drives everything. Every thought, emotion, action, and intention you have is a form of energy. The body, the mind, and the world around you are all made of energy vibrating at different frequencies. The way you think, feel, and behave dictates the energy you emit, and this energy is constantly interacting with the surrounding field, which is filled with infinite possibilities. You cannot separate yourself from this energetic exchange. You are always in communication with the world through your energy. Your energy is magnetic. It attracts what it is in harmony with. When you're aligned with positive emotions, such as joy, gratitude, or love, your energy is at a higher frequency, and you become a magnet for similar high-frequency experiences. On the other hand, when you dwell in lower energy states like fear, anxiety, or resentment, you emit a lower frequency that can attract more of the same struggles, obstacles, or negativity. This is why it's essential to be mindful of the energy you cultivate within. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts. You must also bring the feeling into your body. Energy moves through the body and shapes your reality from the inside out. The most significant shift occurs when you realize that you are not at the mercy of external events, but rather you have the power to control the energy you put out into the world. This is where you begin to change your life. By elevating your internal state and focusing your energy on what you want, rather than what you fear, you begin to shift the frequency of your reality. The energy you emit begins to attract new opportunities, people, and circumstances that match your frequency. This process is not just about hoping for change. It's about actively participating in the energetic dance of creation. Every thought, every emotion, every decision you make is either raising or lowering your energy. You are always in the process of creating your life based on the energy you choose to embody. The more consistently you maintain an elevated energy, the more the external world reflects that energy back to you in the form of new experiences and manifestations. Manifestation is the process of bringing the invisible into the visible, transforming your thoughts, emotions, and intentions into physical reality. It's not a magical or arbitrary process, but a law of nature that operates through consistent focus, elevated emotion, and coherent energy. Manifestation begins with a clear, specific intention, a vision of what you want to create in your life. But it's not enough to simply think about it or wish for it. You must align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of the outcome you desire. When you do, you begin to attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that match your vibration. The key to manifestation is in how you direct your energy. When you focus on what you want, and you begin to feel as though it is already yours, fully experiencing the emotions you would have if it were already a reality, you send a powerful signal into the quantum field. This signal carries with it the energy of your future and begins to attract matching energy from the field. The more congruent your energy is with your desire, the more the universe responds with synchronicities and opportunities that align with your vision. The challenge, however, is that most people try to manifest from a place of lack or desperation, and their energy remains inconsistent. They might visualize for a moment, but when doubt, fear, or impatience creeps in, their frequency shifts back to a state of scarcity. This internal conflict creates resistance. To manifest effectively, you must train your mind and body to remain in a state of trust, knowing that what you desire is already on its way, even if the evidence isn't immediately visible. Manifestation requires patience, consistency, and faith in the unseen. The moment you become emotionally attached to the outcome or become desperate for it, you block the flow of energy. True manifestation happens when you fully embody the energy of your desire and you remain open, allowing the universe to bring it to you in the most perfect and timely way possible. The key is to align with the feeling of already having it. This is when the magic of manifestation unfolds.